Hi, my name's Alex Spriggs. I work in offshore operations here at Zupt, and I wanted to take a few minutes on this channel just to talk about the environment and the harshness of it that we work in offshore. We integrate inertial navigation systems onto ROVs offshore, amongst other sensors, and we need to be prepared for one of the harshest environments that you could imagine having to integrate electronics in. Our water depths are 2 kilometers deep sometimes, so we're going to put a bunch of our equipment onto an ROV. Once we get offshore, we're going to hope it's all set up properly. We're going to plop it into the ocean, and we're going to go down 2,000 meters and hope everything continues to work. So pedantic attention to detail during the mob is really the name of the game for us out there. You want to do your company proud. You want to make sure the client's happy, that you're invisible, that you're sleek. But this environment commands your respect. You have to be willing to check each connection twice. Make sure that your bulkhead connectors on your sensors are properly interfaced, or you're going to pay for it. Well, what's inevitably going to happen is any hiccup you have during the mob is going to be realized once you're 2,000 meters deep, and all of a sudden, oh, I don't have comms. Or ROV looks at you and says, oh, you have a ground fault on your equipment. You can't swim down there to fix it. You don't know what's going on if all of a sudden it's just no comms. All you know is it doesn't work. So, okay, you're going to have to tell them, ROV, we got to recover. We got to figure out what's going on. At 2,000 meters, that can be an hour to come up. By the time it comes up, maybe the pressure itself has removed enough of the stress on your connections that the comms are working again. That sounds good, but it might actually be the worst case scenario, because now how do you truly fault find this? It works again. You're on deck, but you've wasted an hour coming up. So you get all your coveralls back on, and you go outside, and you want to make sure that you check every connection properly and check for any water ingress, but the ROV just got back on deck, so it's dripping wet. It's soaked, and you're trying to practice proper cable hygiene. You're trying to shield the connections while you're looking at them to make sure no water gets into them, but you're getting soaked while you're doing it. And it's a brutal environment to try to maintain good electrical hygiene. You've got to have the right amount of any type of lubricant on your connections, no more, no less. And let's say that you get through all of this and you think you found the issue. Maybe that's an hour. So now you're at 2 hours. Let's go back down to depth, all the way down. Let's say it's all still working and everything's perfect and you solved the problem. 3 hours minimum. So if this boat was costing your client $100,000 a day, you just spent $12,500 because you didn't check. And that's just the vessel. Forget everything else and all the other costs associated with the project. You've just spent $12,500 because you didn't check your connection. And I think that's just a really good example of respecting the environment that you're working in when it's that harsh. You can't take the smallest nick in your cable and say, oh, that'll be fine. I mean, I'm outside at my house and I put my hose onto the faucet at my house. It's dripping out the side. Who cares? It's fine. Maybe I'll have some nice green grass by the faucet. That's not the world that we work in offshore. It's a different mindset. It takes a different focus and pedantic attention to detail. Otherwise, you're not going to be as slick as you should be. You really want to be invisible out there at the end of the day. You want to show up. You want to do your job. You want to get through everything and say, okay, here's your results, here's your deliverables, everything went great, goodbye. Every mistake, every lapse, every time you forget to check something, you will pay for it. So at the end of the day, this type of work really commands your attention. The environment commands your respect, but it's also just a very interesting place to work. If you can make it work down there, you can make it work anywhere. I think that's pretty much a main driver to people comparing space to subsea. It's just the harshest of environments you could imagine, and you're trying to work with some of the most technically advanced stuff you could think of. So it's sort of a double whammy of you better be right. Yeah, thanks for listening to me rant. I just thought it was an interesting topic to talk about.